Today we are going to discuss about AC networks. How AC develop, what are the different quantities related with AC and what is sine wave and associated terms we are going to discuss in this class. The concept of generation of AC supply. In a AC supply, generally we are having the magnitude and direction both. But how AC has developed in a conductor, the development of AC quantity or even the EMF in a generator is given by the two laws, that is Faraday's first law and second law. According to Faraday's first law, whenever a conductor is placed in a magnetic field, an EMF will develop across it provided that either conductor has to change or field has to change, or there is a relative movement between conductor and field. Now, according to second Faraday's law, the magnitude of this EMF developed in either of these three cases is directly proportional to the rate of change of flux linkage. Here, E is directly proportional to d phi by dt. D phi by dt here is rate of change of flux linkage. If we are considering the proportionality factor, then it will be n d phi by dt, where n is the number of turns. What does it mean? If we are having a magnetic field in this conductor, whenever this another conductor is placed near to it, then EMF will develop in this conductor also. This is known as mutually induced EMF, whereas the EMF developed in this conductor itself because of AC supply is known as self-induced EMF. Here it is, E1 is the self-induced EMF, whereas E2 is the mutually induced EMF. Now, how the EMF develop in a magnetic field? Let me consider there is a magnetic field having north pole and south pole. One conductor is placed in this magnetic field. This is known as magnetic neutral axis. Magnetic neutral axis here means the conductor neither in the influence of north pole nor in the influence of south pole, and hence there is no rate of change of flux linkage. The EMF developed in this conductor is zero. When this conductor moves from 0 to the 90-degree, then there will be some rate of change of flux linkage, though in this case the maximum flux are linking through the conductor, but here the rate of change is different, but at this position the flux linking was maximum. Further moving this conductor, this will be at exactly 90-degree. At this position the conductor is fully in influence of south pole, whereas this part of conductor is fully in north pole, and this is the maximum rate of change of flux linkage. And hence at this moment when the EMF developed in the conductor was zero, whereas at this moment the EMF developed was partially having some magnitude. At this point, this is the maximum rate of change of flux linkage, and hence the EMF corresponding to this state will be maximum. Similarly, if we are further moving the conductor to another between 90 to 180, then up to 180, then again this condition is similar to this one, but the difference is the lower part of the conductor is now at the upper side, whereas the upper part of the conductor now at the lower side. Now again the rate of change of flux linkage will become zero, and hence at 180-degree further the EMF develop will be zero, and hence we can say at 0-degree it was zero, at 90-degree it was maximum, and further at 180-degree it is again zero. Now further moving this conductor 182 between 270, the conductor will be having some position over here. This angle is 270 with respect to this position. This angle is 270. Now at 270-degree the EMF will be there. Sorry, this is in between 270 and 180. 270 will be this at this point. This is 180, this is 270, and this is in between 270 and 180. And at that instant the maximum EMF will be at 270 again, but in the opposite direction, because now this conductor is A, the part of A, this part is B, and this is just opposite to the 90-degree. Earlier at 90-degree, this is the 270-degree in this case. Earlier at 90-degree the conductor position was B and A. At 270 degree the conductor position is A and B, and hence the EMF developed at this instant will be just opposite to the EMF developed at this instant, but but maximum. Again, further moving this conductor up to, this is between 270 and 360, and this is to for the complete 360-degree movement. At again 360-degree movement, the EMF will become 0, and this is the any intermediate state of conductor where theta is the angle with respect to this axis normal to the flux, and v is the velocity of the moving movement of this conductor, and sine of theta is the function. This quantity is resolved in sine and uh, cosine function. This part is sine of v sine of theta, whereas this part is v cos of theta. The working component here it is v sine of theta. Further analyzing this position of the conductor with respect to the flux linking in the within the space, a number of turns, length of the conductor, and the velocity, then we can say E is directly proportional to BLV sine of theta. V sine of theta is the working component, L is the length of the conductor, B is the flux density. We know the proportionality factor here, it is number of turns. The higher the number of turns, higher will be the EMF developed. Once the magnetic field is developed, flux density will remain constant, the length of the conductor will remain constant, and if it is moving at a constant velocity, then we can say this component is nothing, can be represented by the maximum value of the quantity. Since at theta is 90 degree, this value will become maximum, this value will be maximum, E will be maximum, and hence this component is taken as Emax. Emax here is NBLV as a function of flux density, length of the conductor, and velocity, angular velocity. Now in space we know the angular velocity with the movement of the conductor from one point to another point, there is angular displacement. Not instead of having a linear displacement, the angular displacement is represented by theta, and that because it has space and time both, and hence theta will be equals to omega t. Now replacing this theta as omega t, because this sine function can be analyzed in terms of time. In space this is t. Now this is the maximum magnitude corresponding to this value, and sine of omega t here we consider, because there is the angular displacement in space and time, and hence we can say E is equal to Em sine omega t. Now here this is not always that we are having a AC quantity as sine wave. This is sine wave. We can have triangular wave, we can have sawtooth wave, we can have square or rectangular wave. The reference may be at this point, because if we are considering a reference here, there is only change in magnitude but no direction. Similarly, we can have reference at this point, and then there will be change in direction as well as magnitude. Earlier it was the change in magnitude only, not the direction. But as far as AC is concerned, always there is change in direction as well as magnitude. Now these are the terms associated with AC quantity. If we are having a AC quantity showing, let's consider it is a sine wave. In case of sine wave, then we can say there is some magnitude of the quantity, and this magnitude is represented as a function of time, as a function of time. Here it is magnitude, and here it is time t. Here it is magnitude. This graphical representation is known as waveform. This waveform has its at one instant as the maximum value, that is known as peak value, because there is a change in with respect to time, and hence this has a frequency and time period as well. The frequency here means the number of cycle per second. Frequency and time period we can analyze instantaneous value, because this quantity is having different magnitude at different instant, and hence the instantaneous value with respect to time can be analyzed. average value, because we know this quantity varies from 0 to maximum, and hence we need to analyze what is the average value of this function is. The effective value here means this quantity, if it is equivalent to the DC quantity, what is the effective mean of that AC quantity is in reference to DC. Then peak factor, the value of this quantity with respect to this average and RMS value, what is the maximum magnitude. Similarly, the form factor we can analyze. Then peak to peak value. Peak to peak value here means this is change from positive maximum to negative maximum. This is to V. If peak value is Vp, then it will be 2Vp, because here it is Vp, here it is minus Vp in this instant, for this instant. Now considering the sine wave, in case of sine wave, the waveform is considered a graphical representation of AC quantity with respect to time, or the rotation is known as waveform. Peak value, the maximum value from its zero value attained by the AC quantity in one cycle, is known as its peak value, as we have already discussed. Frequency and time period. Frequency here means the number of cycle in 1 second, and the time period for one cycle is known as time. The duration for one cycle is known as time period, and time period and frequency are reciprocal to each other. Now considering the instantaneous value here means for an AC quantity which changes its magnitude and direction with respect to time, at any instant of time, the value of AC quantity is known as instantaneous value. If it is voltage function, then Vt is equal to Vm sin omega t or sin theta, or if it is EMF, then E is equal to Em sin theta or sin omega t. If it is a current, then it will be Im sin omega t or sin theta. Here the instant here can be defined in terms of omega t. At any value of t, we can find out what is the magnitude of Vt is, what is the magnitude of It is. Now considering the average value for a complete cycle, if we are considering a complete AC cycle, the average value is always 0. Therefore, for mathematical evaluation of AC quantity, to find out average value, we usually consider one half of the cycle. And one half of the cycle, the average value is whatever average value for this first half, the same average value will be in second half, but negative. Now, the average, by the definition, we know the sum of different all the values divided by the total number. But mathematically, it can also be analyzed area under the curve divided by the duration. In AC quantity, area under the curve is given by the integration function varying from 0 to pi, since we have to find out the average value between 0 to pi only. If we are taking 2 pi, then average value will be 0. Therefore, we are considering from 0 to pi. The cycle, the duration is 0 to pi, and hence limit will be 0 to pi. Function is voltage, and hence it is taken as Vt, varying as a function of theta, that is d theta. Now integrating this function and rearranging the equation, the V average will be equals to 2Vm upon pi. If this function is taken for current, then this value will be 2Im upon pi. If this function is taken as EMF, then this value will be 2Em upon pi. Now considering the effective value or RMS value. Effective or RMS value is the value which is always referenced with respect to DC quantity. What does it mean? In case of DC quantity, if the current flowing is IDC, whereas in case of AC circuit, the current will be IAC. This IAC, this value of IAC, if it can produce same heat in the same resistance for the same duration, then we can say these two values are equivalent to each other, and that value is known as RMS value or effective value. By the definition, we know average value is the sum of all the all the magnitude at different instant divided by the total number of instant. And here in this case, if we are considering the loss in at any instant of time t when current was I1, then it will be I square R, then I2 square R, then I3 square R, then I up to IN square R divided by N. the total value equivalent to DC, it will be I square R. Comparing both sides, then taking the R as common, then it will be I square is equal to I1 square plus I2 square up to IN square upon N. Whereas I is the DC current, and I1, I2, I3 are the AC current at different instant. From here, rearranging this function, then I can be equals to I1 square plus I2 square up to IN square divided by N whole under root, and this is what is known as root mean square value, that is RMS. Root mean square value, if this value individual square, taking the square of individual value and summing all these value, dividing by the total number and then under root. That is why it is also known as root mean square, though it is equivalent to DC current. Now here IRMS, this can be written as, because this is root mean square value. If it is for current, then it will be IRMS. If it is for voltage, then it will be VRMS. If it is for EMF, then it will be ERMS. And here we consider this function is current, and hence it is IRMS. Area under the curve divided by duration. Area under the curve, if we are taking function it, taking the square of it and then putting the limit from 0 to pi, as we have considered in case of average value. Here we consider for RMS value, because RMS value is also calculated for one cycle in the way that we calculated the average value. Instead, here we are taking square of the function and then under root. Then simplifying this network in terms of mathematical function and taking integration limit from 0 to pi, and this will be I square R upon 2 pi 0 to pi 1 minus cos of 2 theta. This is sine, putting this value of sine function over here, this is, and simplifying this function, then it will be given by this resultant value. Then integrating this function will gives us IRMS equals to Im by root 2. Here, if magnitude maximum value of the function is known to us, then RMS will be equals to I peak value or maximum value divided by root 2. If it is voltage function, then it will be V is equal to Vm by root 2, and if it is ERMS, then EMF, then it will be ERMS EM by root 2. The effective or RMS value of AC quantity usually represented by capital letter, that is IRMS, VRMS and ERMS, or simply writing as I, V and E. If it is written, the quantity is mentioned in small letters, then it will be instantaneous value. Instantaneous value is always written in small letters, whereas RMS value is always defined by capital letters. Now, considering the other factors like peak factor, form factor and peak to peak value. In case of peak factor, the peak factor is nothing but the ratio of peak value to the RMS value, and peak value is Vm, RMS value is Vm by root 2. The resultant value of peak factor for sine wave is root 2. Form factor is nothing but RMS value upon average value. RMS value we know Vm by root 2, whereas average value is 2 Vm by pi, and rearranging this function and simplifying it gives 1.11, and hence we can say for a sine wave peak factor is root 2 and form factor is 1.11, and these two values are fixed irrespective of the magnitude, frequency and time period of this AC supply. The peak to peak value is nothing but from one peak to another peak. In another way we can say the difference between one peak to another peak, that is 2 Vp. If for one peak it is Vp, the another peak is minus Vp, the difference between the two is 2 Vp.